Thanks, Obama. Yeah, Foxfire Restaurant. Delicious. Very good food. It was your birthday
It was my birthday yesterday.
on Sunday. Yeah, that was yesterday. Mm-hmm.
27.
You do anything fun?
I went and saw my dad. We gonna just jump into how our weeks were?
Yeah, well, why not?
Okay.
Yeah. You saw your dad
Yeah.
and your doggos.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I miss them dearly.
It was very nice. We went and got dinner. Yeah. It was nice.
You got
My
steak.
bosses got me a birthday card.
Aw.
Yeah, I thought that was real sweet. Got me a birthday card and a gift card.
Gift card to where?
Starbucks. Yeah, I thought it was nice.
It's
Real
fantastic.
sweet. Yeah.
How does 27 feel?
Like 26 did, but a year later.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
That makes sense.
It feels closer to 30.
God, I'm so close to 30. We're both so close to 30 now.
I know.
We're the same age now.
Yeah, you're a couple months older than me.
Yeah. It's weird to think I'm older because you're the one who's always acting more mature and
I
like
don't know what you mean by that.
and like you've got you're smarter. Yeah, no, I don't feel my age.
Okay.
But yeah, happy birthday.
Thanks, buddy. How was your week?
Let me look at my calendar. Um, Work. I went to the dentist.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
And then I've been helping out at Center Stage Theater where we did our live podcast. I've been helping out there again. I used to work there, sort of like a freelance thing. But now, since they're a little short-staffed, they asked me to help out, and I'm more than happy to. I'm actually very excited to go and make some good changes and help out, and it's a lot of fun. And I really love the people that run the theater. Candy, who owns the place, who I think started the company, is just a phenomenal person. I love her dearly, and what she's doing is insane. Gosh, get soda. But yeah, helping out at Center Stage Theater again. Very happy about that. Otherwise, same old stuff. Just keeping on, and other cliches.
Interesting.
What's this episode about?
Episode 78, which we think it is. We're not 100% certain that is on poisoning.
The band.
Poison. It's on Poison. It's on Bret Michaels, Rock of Love. This is now a Rock of Love recap podcast.
We're going to talk about all the popular songs and singles they've released over the decades.
Yeah.
Talk about the members of the band, their influence on rock.
Yeah.
It's, yeah.
What's one of their famous songs?
I don't know Poison.
I don't know Poison.
I don't listen to Poison.
I would probably know their songs if I heard it.
Let me see.
Thanks.
I got to look one up now. Oh, Talk Dirty to Me.
Mhm.
Every Rose Has Its Thorn.
I
don't know that song.
That's Poison? You know that song? Really?
Or I like this song. Nothing But a Good Time. Oh, that's a good song. Something to Believe in. Yeah, Poisoning. Poison. This has been on our list for a while. I feel like it would have been an earlier episode. It took so long to do this one, but good pick. And it's your episode, so you want to get in the beer? The brewery?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Our beer is from Energy City Brewing.
I've heard of them.
You have heard of them.
Yes, you have.
I've heard of them.
instead of
have
stroke?
no. They have a video of like what they're about their story, and I didn't really care to learn.
Oh, no. Videos, wait, just give me text, okay?
I'd rather read it. It just seems excessive. You know,
You know.
excessive.
So we didn't do that.
No, they are located at 917 First Street, Batavia, Illinois.
That's why I know them.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my God.
They're pretty ding dang close.
Oh my God, Paige.
What?
No, this is okay. All right. No, I wanted to, oh, this is crazy. This is why I know them. I wanted to do this brewery because one of the people that I work with knows that I do the podcast, and they suggested this brewery for me.
Oh.
They said it's in Batavia, and the cool thing, I'm sorry if I'm stepping over your
you're
section,
fine.
but the cool thing about this brewery is that they're only open one day of the week.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They're only open Saturdays.
Oh,
from,
yeah, 9 to 4.
From 9 to 4 p.m. They're closed every single day. So you need to go there on Saturday from 9 to 4 to get their beer. And they make some really crazy beer. They make some weird shit. And I was looking on their website. I was looking at all the beers, and I was like, I definitely want to do this brewery. I want to try a beer from this brewery because some of the beers that they make are like things you've never heard of. They put ingredients in beers that are just crazy. And I'm really excited that it's this brewery that I had saved on my list that I wanted to go to. So
Our beer is called Bistro Smoothie.
yeah.
Mango, banana, and pineapple. This
Oof.
heavily fruited Berliner Weisse is
Oh.
a velvety mango smoothie sweetened with banana and splashed with pineapples for extra zing.
Ooh.
It is a highly rated beer. It obviously doesn't have anything on Beer Advocate because
Yeah.
it's stupid. It has an average score of 4.8 though.
Yeah.
Only 3 ratings,
Oh.
but it's very highly rated on
Yeah.
Untapped.
Yeah.
Oh God. It's also considered a sour.
Yeah. Berliner Weiss. I'm excited. I'm so excited. Energy City. Yep. Yeah. These guys are cool.
ABV is 6.5%. Sorry, I got distracted.
Okay.
I apologize.
And which bistro is this again?
Bistro Smoothie.
Bistro Smoothie. Got it. Yeah, they've got a lot of. Looking on their website now.
There's a lot of bistros.
There's a lot of bistros. Pink guava, Cabana mango, pink lemonade, peach orange, ambrosia, pineapple coconut cream, strawberry and lime. They have a mint chocolate chip imperial stout.
I saw that.
They have a Neapolitan stout, vanilla, strawberry and chocolate ice cream Neapolitan stout. Good stuff.
Oh, this is so dramatic.
Those first few batches, I started to really take an interest though in trying to improve the process.
Bro, you could have just typed this shit out. Anyways.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You could have just typed that shit out.
I'm just saying.
No, we gotta make a dramatic video.
Of course they do.
Oh yeah. Look at that.
What's up, bud?
I gotta get some more beer glass. Bistro Smoothie, mango pineapple banana, flavored Berliner style Weiss beer.
You're a burger wiener.
Contains real fruit.
You're a real fruit.
Oh man, I think you should. I'm sorry. I'm always reading cans. It's your beer. You should read the can.
Uh, oh, our bistro beers have sourness served fresh from the kettle for a bright and lively taste.
Hell yeah.
Surgeon General. I love that joke.
Women who are pregnant.
It looks good. I saw it. It stood out so quickly.
Mm-hmm. It says at the bottom,
Oh, you can read that.
invert and swirl can before serving. Just a
So
mix.
flip it upside down.
Yeah, slowly and then swirl just to get the sediment that sits at the bottom. Flip it back over. It's interesting. I also saw brewed and packaged for Energy City Brewing at Octopi Brewing, Waunakee, Wisconsin.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's interesting too.
Oh, that's strong.
All right, this is giving me some peach ring vibes.
I'm interested.
Wow. All flavors come through.
I am interested. I think the peach rings is still going to be my number one, though.
Have you had any more of that beer?
No, but I gave the rest to Jessica. She and I are going to drink it on the weekend.
Wow.
Oh my god, that smells so strong.
It smells like candy.
I'm getting a lot of banana.
Yes.
A lot of banana. Banana.
Get my photo.
Looks like a mimosa.
Yeah, it does.
I ain't mad about the smell. Oh, Butterfingers. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La la la. Da 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 da. They have one that's grape, peanut butter, and jelly.
Yeah, I think I saw that one too. And they have a lot of really weird, crazy beers that I really want to try. It's opaque.
Told you it looks like a mimosa, and it smells like. You remember? Gosh, what are those hard candies that are? What are they?
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking of.
What are they called?
Are they the fruit like runts?
Yes.
Like banana runt?
Yes.
Yes.
I hate those.
Those are my favorite. The
Really?
artificial flavor banana runts, yeah.
I don't mad about that smell though. I like that smell.
Yeah, it looks like orange pineapple juice, thin foam.
Oh, that's very smooth.
It is smooth. Ooh.
That's interesting.
Oh, you get the pineapple on the back end?
The mango is very pleasant.
Okay, banana up front, mango in the middle, and pineapple at the end.
The pineapple's the little zing on the tip of your tongue that you get.
Wow.
Oh, that's good.
It tastes like
That's not too much.
Yeah, it tastes like a fruit smoothie.
That is balanced, and the mouthfeel is like smoothie.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm.
If I hadn't had 2 cocktails, I would down this.
This is tasty.
This is so good.
Wow. It doesn't, just like the peach ring.
I was wrong.
Hmm.
This is going to be my number 1. Whoa.
Yeah, this is akin to the peach ring. Just the same amount of lactose and
But it's so flavorful and it's
sugar.
not too much. The Little Beaver one needed to be in smaller cans. It was so sugary.
Yeah.
Yes, it was flavorful, but this is
It's got a nice balance to it, yeah. Of
I could drink a whole can of this. This is
course.
just so pleasant. The mango is just really doing it for me.
I like that you can taste all three in there. It's very well balanced, very smooth. Yeah, it's like I'm drinking a smoothie.
These are two breweries that I want to go to now.
Yeah, I really want to check out energy that yeah, the what is it? Peanut butter and what was
It
it?
was grape,
Grape
peanut
and
butter, and
peanut butter?
jelly.
Yes.
Like, I
Yeah.
gotta try that. But it's
Hmm.
probably a stout,
Really? You think so?
maybe. I'll look.
Yeah, check it out. I'm pulling up the beer list to add this, so. Mm.
That's so good.
Mm.
Let
Where did you find this?
Benny's.
At Benny's.
It just popped out.
Hmm.
Boy.
And it's interesting. It doesn't say Energy City on the top of this. It just says Bistro Smoothie. It just says what the beer is.
Yeah, the
Oh
Energy
wait, no,
City
I'm
logo's
sorry.
on the side.
It's on this. Okay.
Oh, it's a Berliner Weisse
Oh
with
again.
peanut butter and grape jelly added after fermentation.
God.
Yeah, we've got to try that.
100%.
Yeah, that's gonna be a bonus episode. I'll find it.
Open recent beer list. Bistro Smoothie. So you're putting this at a 1?
Yep. Bump little peach rings, little peachy rings down to 2.
I'm going to rate this higher. So I'm going to bump Apple up to 1. I'm going to make this a 2.
I cannot see Apple being a 1 for me.
I don't know. I just liked it.
It
Oh,
was good.
did I tell you the Frankenstein beer exploded?
Yeah, you told me in your
It was like,
pantry.
yeah, 5 of the cans
Yeah.
were up there in the pantry. Wasn't a smart idea. Gets pretty warm up in that pantry. And then we bought a 4-pack, another 4-pack of Apple in My Eye to have with Ade's sister. And one of them exploded
Why are these things exploding?
because
Are they kettle sours?
they're not they're can I'm sorry yeah can conditioned. So I actually recently looked that up. What they do is they add a little bit of sugar and yeast at right when they're canning it
Mm-hmm.
to activate the beer and add a little bit of funk and flavor to it to bring out the flavors. It's like a third fermentation in the can.
Oh.
So it needs to be colder than room temp. It
Oh.
it really can't be any warmer than about 72
Interesting.
because it starts to ferment in the can. That's what causes the carbon dioxide and causes it to explode.
Interesting.
If it's cold enough, it won't ferment. So.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna bring this to Holly. Oh. Oh. You're all right. Mm.
Did you wake her up nicely?
I did.
Good job.
I caressed her arm
Hmm.
until she awoke.
This is just good.
She said so how she ranked the three beers, apple of my eye, the peach one, and then this. She says apple of my eye, the peach one, and then this.
Interesting.
I said apple of my eye, this one, and the peach one. But this is your number one, yeah?
Yep.
Oh, the burp's pleasant too.
Oh, I know.
A banana in there?
Everything about it's just delicious.
Hmm.
I wish I hadn't had 2 cocktails.
I had a cocktail and some wine, and I felt it.
And you had my cocktail.
I
You
had
had
some
some of
sips.
mine, both of them, martini and daiquiri.
Mm.
It was a weird daiquiri.
It was a weird. That's not a traditional
That's
daiquiri.
what I'm saying.
It I'll make you a legit daiquiri.
Oh.
They're very good.
Thanks. And as much as I love being here,
Mm-hmm.
let's dive in.
Yes.
I'm a sleepy bean.
So, poison. Oh,
That girl is poison.
I didn't make the joke.
Never trust a big butt and a smile. That girl.
I was gonna say, if you're gonna kill me in any episode, it would be this one, because I was convinced that the beer wasn't actually just gonna be beer; it was gonna be a can of poison.
The secret is it's rat poison.
You want to?
Injected.
Someone wants to have their own podcast.
What are you talking about? I already have my own podcast.
So
Just blur out the Zach part.
Mm.
It's all Paige, baby.
poisons are substances that can cause death, injury, or harm to organs, tissues, cells, and DNA, usually by chemical reaction or other activity on the molecular scale.
Not the Dunna.
The fields of medicine and zoology often distinguish a poison from a toxin and from a venom. Toxins are poisons produced by organisms in nature, and venoms are toxins injected by a bite or sting. The difference between venom and other poisons is the delivery method. Industry, agriculture, and other sectors employ many poisonous substances, usually for reasons other than their toxicity. For example, many are important feedstocks, solvents, cleaners, coatings, and so on. Even the toxicity itself sometimes has economic value when it serves agricultural purposes of weed control and pest control. Gotta control that weed. Pesticides are one group of substances whose toxicity to various insects and other animals deemed to be pests, like rats and cockroaches, is their prime purpose. A poison which enters the food chain, whether of industrial, agricultural, or natural origin, might not be immediately toxic to the first organism that ingests the toxin, but can become further concentrated in predatory organisms further up the food chain, like meat eaters. So someone who eats meat that has been infested by this poison. Apart from food, many poisons readily enter the body through the skin and lungs. Hydrofluoric acid is a notorious contact poison in addition to its corrosive damage. Plant-based contact irritants such as that possessed by poison ivy or poison oak are often classed as allergens rather than poisons, the effect of an allergen being not a poison as such, but to turn the body's natural defenses against itself. Poison can also enter the body through faulty medical implants or by injection, which is the basis of lethal injection. Fun fact, in 2013, 3.3 million cases of unintentional human poisonings occurred. This resulted in 98,000 deaths worldwide, down from 120,000 in 1990.
Hey, we're moving up.
Yep, well, down, but yes.
Oh, yeah. You know what I mean.
The word poison was first used in the year 1200. I wonder what was going on in the year 1200.
Apparently a lot of poison.
It means a deadly potion or substance. The English term comes from the Old French poison, poisson.
Poisson.
You got it. A drink, especially a medical drink, later a magic potion or poisonous drink. From Latin, potinum. Potinum. I had to kick the kitten out.
Oh, gee.
A drinking or a drink, also poisonous drink, from potare, to drink. The use of poison as an adjective, like poisonous, dates from the 1520s. Using the word poison with plant names dates from the 18th century, and the term poison ivy, for example, was first used in 1784. The term poison oak was first used in 1743. Hope you're taking notes. And the term poison
No.
gas was first used in 1915, right around World War One.
Interesting. Probably when mustard gas was a thing.
The term poison is often used colloquially to describe...
Colloquially?
Yeah, you're correct. Colloquially, to describe any harmful substance, and to exaggerate the dangers of chemicals. The term poison is also used in a figurative sense. His, like, quote, Zach's ugly face poisoned the atmosphere at the party.
Why would you use that? You don't have an ugly face.
Well,
You're a cute pie.
that's awful nice of you. The law defines poison more strictly. Substances not legally required to carry the label poison can also cause a medical condition of poisoning. So be careful.
See, yours looks kind of orange from here.
I think it's the lighting.
It makes it look like a mimosa.
It really is orange. There's no orange in this.
Weird.
Does it say the... No, there's no ingredient list. Some poisons are also toxins, which is any poison produced by animals, vegetables, or bacteria, such as the bacterial proteins that cause tetanus and botulism. A distinction between the two terms is not always observed. Animal poisons delivered subcutaneously, like by through the skin.
Mm-hmm. I know that because I went to school to be a pharmacy technician.
Really?
Yeah.
So you know about subcutaneous poisons.
I do.
Yeah, like by a sting or a bite. Also called venom. In normal usage, a poisonous organism is one that is harmful to consume, but a venomous organism uses venom to kill its prey or defend itself while still alive. A single organism can be both poisonous and venomous, but that is rare. I'd like to see what examples of that those are. I didn't look them up.
Fish.
Fugu fish? You for real?
I don't know if they're venomous. I just know that they're poisonous.
They are poisonous. All living things produce substances to protect them from getting eaten, so the term poison is usually only used for substances which are poisonous to humans.
Probably a lionfish, because like they're venomous.
Yeah, I think so.
I think if you eat one, it'd probably be poisonous.
Probably. It wouldn't be good for you.
No.
While substances that mainly are poisonous to a common pathogen to the organism and humans are considered antibiotics. Biologically speaking, any substance, if given in large enough amounts, is poisonous and can cause death. For instance, several kilograms worth of water would constitute a lethal dose.
Well, too much of anything can kill you.
That's what that's saying, exactly. Too much water, you'll die. Many substances used as medications, such as fentanyl, have a lethal dose only 1 order of magnitude greater than the effective dose. So fentanyl is a very dangerous drug. Mm-hmm. You can have a very, very tiny amount. That's the effective dose. Just add a little bit more, just a smidgen more, and you've got yourself a lethal dose. Poisoning can be either acute or chronic and caused by a variety of natural or synthetic substances. Acute poisoning is exposure to a poison on one occasion or during a short period of time. Symptoms develop in close relation to the exposure. Agents that act on the nervous system can paralyze in seconds or less and can include both biologically derived neurotoxins and so-called nerve gases, which may be synthesized for warfare or industry. Inhaled or ingested cyanide used as a method of execution in gas chambers or as a suicide method almost instantly starves the body of energy inhibiting the enzymes in mitochondria that make ATP. Remember, mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Intravenous injection of an unnaturally high concentration of potassium chloride, such as in the execution of prisoners in parts of the United States, quickly stops the heart by eliminating the cell potential necessary for muscle contraction. Many substances regarded as poisonous are toxic only indirectly by toxication. An example is wood alcohol or menthanol, which is not poisonous itself, but is chemically converted to toxic formaldehyde and formic acid in the liver. Many drug molecules are made toxic in the liver, and the genetic variability of certain liver enzymes make the toxicity of many compounds differ between individuals. Exposure to radioactive substances can produce radiation poisoning. Did you know bananas are radioactive?
I did not.
Bananas emit radiation.
Interesting.
Quite a bit of it, too.
Why? Is it because of the potassium?
It might be. It might have something to do with the potassium. 2 common cases of acute natural poisoning are the theobromine poisoning of dogs and cats and mushroom poisoning in humans. Dogs and cats are not natural herbivores, but a chemical defense developed by Theobroma cacao, chocolate, can be incidentally fatal nevertheless. So that's why it's not good to give your dogs and cats chocolate. Many omnivores, including humans, readily consume edible fungi, and thus many fungi have evolved to become decisively inedible, in this case as a direct defense. So you hear about those moral mushroom hunters, where they trek the mountains for morels. There are things, they're called like false morels or fake morels or something like that, where they look very, very similar to morel mushrooms, but they are poisonous. They're toxic. So you got to be very careful. Don't just go eat mushrooms you find on the ground.
Oh, man.
Chronic poisoning, the other type, is long-term repeated or continuous exposure to a poison where symptoms do not occur immediately or after each exposure. The person gradually becomes ill or becomes ill after a long latent period. Chronic poisoning most commonly occurs following exposure to poisons that bioaccumulate or are biomagnified, such as mercury, gadolinium, and lead.
I got a gad I can show you.
Oh, what?
What?
A gad?
No.
Yeah, lead poisoning. Apparently, like pencils all contain lead until they were graphite. I thought that was weird that students were using lead pencils and just dying.
Yeah.
Throughout human history, intentional application of poison has been used as a method of murder, pest control, suicide, and execution. If I cover anything you talk about, please let me know.
Oh, yeah.
As a method of execution, poison has been ingested, as the ancient Athenians did, inhaled, as with carbon monoxide or hydrogen cyanide, or injected, like capital punishment. While arsenic is naturally occurring environmental poison, its artificial concentrate was once nicknamed inheritance powder. In medieval Europe, it was common for monarchs to employ personal food tasters to thwart royal assassination in the dawning age of the apothecary. So that's why it was called inheritance powder, because the person tasting it dies, and then the person below them inherits their position.
That makes sense.
The apothecary sounds like a dope-ass time period, too. I'd love to have lived in the apothecary.
I mean, an apothecary is a pharmacist, essentially.
But isn't it like a medieval pharmacist?
Yes. You don't.
That
Oh.
That's poison.
The band.
Mm-hmm.
Brett Michaels, you always know what to do. Poison is an ancient instrument of murder and mayhem, as the club or the blade, as those two things.
Yeah. Oh. An apothecary refers to the person who prepared and sold medicines and drugs.
It's a pharmacist.
Pharmacist. You were right. Yeah. I thought it was like a place, like a building or a thing.
It's the actual person.
It's a person. Oh.
It has historically been considered the weapon of cowards.
Mm-hmm.
A tool wielded by the coldest, most calculating killers. So here are a couple examples of those cowardice killers.
Ooh. Is Vladimir Putin on this list?
You'll find out.
Come at me, Vlad. You listen to Beer and Fear?
I'm sure he doesn't.
What up?
Dr. Robert Ferranti. In November of 2014, a Pennsylvania jury convicted Dauber.
Dauber.
He's a doctor. I combined doctor with Robert.
Dr. Dauber.
Dr. Daubert. Dr. Robert Ferranti of the April 2013 cyanide murder of his wife. Reports indicated the jury was swayed in part by 911 audio in which they could hear Dr. Klein, that's his wife, in distress and struggling to breathe in the background. Prosecutors were able to establish that Dr. Ferrenti bought cyanide ostensibly for stem cell experiments. Ostensibly? Related to his research into ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, and that he had come up with a plan to kill his wife because she wanted to have another child.
Oh, God.
He also may have believed she wanted to plan to divorce him.
How rude. She deserves to be murdered.
He was sentenced to life in prison in February of 2015.
2015, wow.
Yes. In April of 2003, 16 members of Gustav Adolf Evangelical Lutheran Church
Ooh.
in the small farming community of New Sweden, Maine, fell gravely ill after a meeting where they had coffee brewed in an urn. Walter Reed Morrill, aged 78, died from the side effects, and 15 other parishioners were seriously ill. Just 5 days after the fateful meeting, congregation member Daniel Bonson, age 53, committed suicide. He killed himself with a rifle. He allegedly left a suicide note that read like a confession to the mass poisoning. The contents of his notes have never been made public, and the case is still considered unsolved.
Wow.
Bulgarian defector Georgy Markov. Georgy?
Yeah, George. I think I've heard of this guy.
Had escaped his communist home country for the United Kingdom in 1969, and he became a successful BBC journalist. He used his newfound freedom of speech to slam Bulgaria's rulers, and this did not go over well. They reached out to the Soviet Union's infamous KGB to take care of him. Markov was walking in London in 1978 when a man carrying an innocent-seeming umbrella fired a pellet of the deadly poison ricin into his leg.
Yeah.
Ricin.
That's like something out of Kingsman.
I know,
like
right?
007.
He died within days in great distress.
I didn't know that was an actual thing, an umbrella that shoots.
There have been many suspects in Markov's assassination, including a mysterious Italian national thought to be living in Denmark. But the case remains a mystery.
Ooh.
Orville Lynn Majors was a 38-year-old Indiana nurse when he was convicted in 1999 of killing 6 patients. Majors went to prison for life, even though he'd mounted a vigorous defense stating he'd been blamed for poorly executed medical procedures. Truth was, investigators suspected Majors of playing a role in the deaths of up to 100 patients, injecting them with potassium chloride. Investigators believed Majors tended to target demanding, difficult elderly patients.
Mm-hmm.
In June of 1986... a few years after the infamous unsolved Tylenol poisonings in Chicago. Do you remember that? We talked about that.
Yeah.
What episode was that?
Oh, God, I can't remember. But I remember we talked about that. That's crazy.
Yeah, what episode was
People were opening, the Tylenol bottles and, yep.
Yeah, there was a major recall on them all.
Yep.
Ow. Goodness, my nose hurts. Bruce Nickel arrived at his Auburn, Washington home. He'd left work early with a headache. 4 Excedrin later, Bruce collapsed. He died in the hospital. Physicians cited his emphysema. Less than a week later, Susan Snow took some of the same headache medicine and collapsed on her bathroom floor. Examination determined Susan had died from cyanide poisoning.
Wow.
By December of 1987, Nickel was under indictment for product tampering.
That was in 2015?
No, 1987, 1986, 1987.
The Tylenol poisoning?
A few years after the Tylenol poisoning was before 1986.
Oh, I don't know why I heard 2015. Okay, yeah.
Stella Nickel was Bruce's wife. She was under indictment for product tampering. She sought the payouts from her husband's life insurance and had orchestrated the product poisoning that ended up killing Susan Snow as a cover-up. She was convicted on all charges against her and sentenced to 90 years in prison. She was eligible for parole in 2018.
Still alive, huh?
Scottish-born and Canadian-trained physician Thomas Neil Cream. That was my nickname in high school.
Neil Cream.
Neil Cream. Already had a fairly sketchy background of dead patients when in 1881 he poisoned his lover's husband. Cream might have gotten away with it, as the coroner assumed his victim died from natural causes. However, he requested, what is it? What when they exhume?
A coroner?
No, he requested he be exhumed. That's it. He requested
Oh,
he be exhumed.
okay, yeah.
Strychnine was found in the victim's stomach, and suspicions arising from his request fingered Dr. Cream.
Fingered the cream.
He was imprisoned in the Joliet, Illinois State Penitentiary. Amazingly, Cream was released for good behavior in 1891. He ended up in the London slums where he killed as many as 5 more using poison each time. Finally, he was caught and sentenced to hang. A possible legend has it that he shouted, "I am Jack," as the noose snapped his necks, his multiple necks,
Yeah,
his necks,
he's got a few of them.
leading to people believing he was Jack the Ripper.
That's crazy to think that these are people's lives. That this is just what they do. This is what they're doing. This is what getting their kicks, getting their rocks off. Is that the expression?
It took 20 years to bring justice for the death of Linda Curry, but in 2014, her husband Paul was finally convicted of her murder. His weapon of choice was the same substance that makes cigarettes and tobacco products so addictive: nicotine. Like many poisoners, Paul's motives were money-related. The Orange County, California jury that convicted him of feeding his wife sleeping pills before injecting her with a deadly dose of nicotine found Curry guilty of first-degree murder with special circumstances for poisoning and murder for financial gain. Linda Curry had been a non-smoker, so lethal amounts of nicotine in her system were obviously pretty suspicious.
Yeah.
Though it took nearly 2 decades to put together the case against Paul, once he went to trial, it became clear he might have tried to poison others, including his ex-wife Leslie. James
It's just a bunch of C's.
Cohen moved on with life.
Congratulations.
He's fine. He moved on with life. It's good now. He had moved on with his life and was reporting for a Missouri radio station when James Cowan was arrested for the 2004 antifreeze poisoning of his wife, Julie.
Antifreeze?
The couple was living in Massachusetts when Julie died, and that was where James went on trial in 2008. In court, jurors learned that James had crippling debt and wanted the $250,000 payout from Julie's life insurance policy.
Mm-hmm.
His solution was a steady diet of antifreeze in her Gatorade. Idiot.
Wouldn't it be a little suspicious that every time your husband gave you a Gatorade, it was already opened?
Or that it tasted a little bit off?
Right.
I can't imagine antifreeze doesn't have a taste. Anyways. Like James, Angelina Rodriguez also liked antifreeze. She also had a very inconvenient spouse. Her solution was a mix of ethylene glycol, the chief and deadly ingredient in antifreeze, and the toxic plant oleander. Rodriguez made 3 attempts at killing her husband, finally succeeding in September of 2000. That's not a year. She'd begun with oleander, but that only upset his stomach. Then she segued to an attempt at carbon monoxide poisoning, and her third and final attempt on Frank was an antifreeze spiked sports drink. They also found out that Angelina had previous experience with murder. She killed her baby.
Come on.
to get money.
Jesus.
She broke the child's pacifier, then choked the baby to death, and then sued the pacifier manufacturer. People are crazy. Here's a couple deadly poisons. Ricin.
Yeah.
I think ricin sounds better.
Yeah, ricin.
This extremely toxic plant poison was famously used to kill the Bulgarian dissident Georgy Markov. All right, my throat is killing me.
I know about ricin and its toxicity due to the famous AMC TV show Breaking Bad, where, spoiler alert, Ali and I are still watching it, but I think she's asleep. But later on in one of the seasons, Walter White, Bryan Cranston, uses ricin to inconspicuously poison someone.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Georgie was waiting for a bus near Waterloo Bridge when he felt an impact on the back of his right thigh. Looking around, he saw a man bending down to pick up an umbrella. He was soon taken to the hospital with a high fever and died 3 days later. An autopsy revealed a tiny sphere made of platinum iridium alloy in his thigh. The sphere had been drilled to take a small amount of ricin and may have been fired from an air gun hidden in the umbrella.
Yeah.
Right?
Go
Go ahead.
The interesting thing about ricin is that it doesn't, the body doesn't react to it immediately. The symptoms start very slowly. So you start to develop a fever, you get a little nauseous, get really sick, you go to the hospital, your condition worsens, the hospital doesn't know what's wrong with you, and then you ultimately end up dying.
Ricin is obtained from the beans of the castor oil plant, which is cultivated to extract the oil. The ricin remains in the solid fiber. It is a glycoprotein that interferes with protein synthesis in the cell, causing cell death. Interesting. VX. VX is a nerve agent with the consistency of engine oil. It emerged from ICI's research into new insecticides in the early 1950s, but proved too toxic to use in agriculture. VX kills by interfering with the transmission of nerve messages between cells. This requires a molecule called acetylcholine.
Acetylcholine?
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Acetylcholine has passed on after it has passed on its message. It needs to be broken down, otherwise it will keep sending the message by an enzyme catalyst called a long word. VX and other nerve agents stop this enzyme from working, so muscle contractions go out of control and you die of asphyxiation.
Wow.
Nerve agents were made by both sides during the Cold War, but VX became particularly well known after featuring in Hollywood blockbuster film The Rock. Only one person is known to have been killed by VX, a former member of a cult. I don't know how to say it. Shinrikyo? Something like that.
Shinrikyo cult.
Shinrikyo. Though some 4,000 sheep were killed by it in an accident in Skull Valley, Utah in 1968. Interesting.
That is interesting.
Batrachodoxin. Interesting. Kura, I don't know. I don't know. It comes from a plant.
Yeah.
The most toxic, however,
Batra something.
Something comes from the skin of tiny frogs.
Oh.
Native Indians in Western Colombia collect these frogs and sweat out the poison over a fire before putting it on their darts.
You think that's the same reason why if you lick a frog, it just makes you hallucinate?
Maybe. Beatricote kills by interfering with sodium ion channels in the cells of muscles and nerves, jamming them open so that they do not close. The continued migration of Na plus ions results ultimately in heart failure.
Well,
Woo! Mitotoxins. Mitotoxins. There are a number of potent marine toxins, such as saxitoxins, which is when you're poisoned by smooth jazz.
sexy toxins.
Sexy toxins. Which are often the cause of poisoning after eating contaminated shellfish. Mitotoxins is the most lethal of these substances, formed by a dinoflagellate. It sounds like a sex move.
I gave her the old dinoflagellate.
It's a kind of marine plankton. Myotoxin is a cardiotoxin. It exerts its effects by increasing the flow of calcium ions through the cardiac muscle membrane, causing heart failure.
Mm-hmm.
Botulinum toxin.
Does it give you botulism?
Maybe. Scientists differ about the relative toxicities of substances, but most agree that the one I just said, produced by anaerobic bacteria, is the most toxic substance known.
Wow.
It was first identified as a cause of food poisoning due to incorrectly prepared sausage, Latin for botulus, in late 18th century Germany. There are several of the botulinum toxins, with type A being the most potent. These are polypeptids consisting of over 1,000 amino acid molecules joined together. They cause muscle paralysis by preventing the release of the signaling molecule, the thing that we said before, acetylcholine. This same paralyzing property is fundamental to the clinical use of the botulinum toxin in cosmetic Botox.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it interesting? And to wrap it all up, the thing that makes this beer match with the topic.
Oh, yeah.
A Geneva woman in 2016 pled guilty to poisoning her husband with a sedative in his smoothie.
No way.
A Geneva, Illinois woman.
No way.
Yep.
I asked some of my coworkers about that.
Yep.
Wow.
A Geneva woman pled guilty to murdering her husband after giving him a smoothie laced with a sedative to end his suffering. She was sentenced to she was sentenced Thursday for 22 years in prison.
Wow. That's wild. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Bistro smoothie. We're talking about poison.
Yep.
What I think is interesting is that there are so many different chemical reactions in the body, so many different ways that things work with one another, that because of that, there are also so many different toxins or poisons or chemicals or anything that can inhibit or interfere with those chemical reactions that can cause death or injury in so many ways. Like you said, muscle contraction, muscle paralysis, or hypoxia, like running out of oxygen, or, stopping the heart from beating. It's crazy, preventing ATP or whatever, like energy in the body. It's just so much stuff. Like the human body is so fragile when it comes to that. It's wild to think about. I saw.
Oh my!
Everything's fine.
Boy, you are so
every time.
Butterfingers.
Every time. I saw on the Wikipedia article for poison, where I read verbatim my entire section, there's a map It says deaths from poisoning per million persons in 2012.
Uh-huh.
And I think it's interesting because you can see Russia.
A lot of poison
A
people
lot of
in
poison in
Russia.
Russia.
A
But the
lot of poison people in this area
yeah,
as
like
well.
Central Africa. But the
Interesting.
U.S. is also pretty dark.
There's a lot of poisons. Why are there so many poisons happening in Alaska? Who's got poison in
It's
Alaska?
part of the U.S. But then you can see North Korea.
Not a lot of poisons happening in Japan.
North Korea versus South Korea. Yeah, not much in Japan. And then same thing with Central Europe. You can see nothing in Germany. Germans don't like to poison
What's
people.
this?
I forget what that country
Probably,
is.
probably Czechoslovakia.
Freaking Czechs. And then there's another where is it? There's another graph or another map that shows disability adjusted life year for poisoning. Age standardized disability adjusted life year rates from poisonings per 100,000 inhabitants. So this shows the impact on life years. Look at that. Look at Russia.
Russia, what do you got going on?
Russia's poisoning everyone.
We poisoned so many. You know, there's a drug in Russia that I watched a documentary about that's like manufactured to be another drug. What's it? Look, I gotta look up what. I gotta look it up. I gotta look it up.
And actually, it's funny. I just saw on Reddit this article on the World News subreddit. It says Roman Abramovich poisoned during Kiev meeting with peace negotiators. So there was a Russian oligarch and Ukrainian peace negotiators. They suffered symptoms of suspected poisoning after a meeting in Kiev earlier this month. People familiar with the matter said. They blamed the suspected attack on hardliners in Moscow, who they said wanted to sabotage talks to end the war. A person close to Mr. Abramovich said it wasn't clear who had targeted the group. So Russia and all those countries are poisoning everyone left and right. I don't understand.
Okay, there is I don't know why I saw this documentary. It's desomorphine. It's a semi-synthetic opioid. It's basically, I think people make it out of kerosene. Kerosene?
Mm-hmm. Kerosene.
Yeah, they use kerosene and ingest it. Like it goes into their body. They like inject it. Kerosene into your blood.
Like to just use as a drug for like a high, or
Yes.
and people die.
Yeah.
Well, I figure injecting something related to kerosene in your body wouldn't have any good results.
Where's that beer?
Fan-fucking-tastic.
I've been killing it.
You really have. 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very cool to have something by Energy City that, like I said, it was on my maps as a brewery that I wanted to check out and visit. They're only open one day, so check them out 9 to 4 every Saturday here in Batavia, Illinois. They make some really cool beers, and we definitely want to try some more stuff from them. I liked it. It's very fruity, very sweet.
Yeah.
You?
Oh my goodness, just so tasty.
Oh my goodness.
Like the mango and then just a little hint of banana,
Mhm.
and the fact that the pineapple just hit you
Yeah,
afterwards.
pineapple
like,
sweetness.
a little tingling. It
Yeah.
was so good.
Mm.
So good. So well, well balanced. And I really
Delish.
did like the peach rings one, but this had to take over because this is beer. This
Yeah.
is actually a beer. The
Yeah.
peach rings one was just candy.
Yeah, super sweet, super peach.
This is a nice balanced, well-made beer.
I agree. Mm-hmm.
Very delicious.
Good pick.
I was actually worried I was not liking beer anymore. Apparently, I'm just picking the wrong beers.
You're just maybe getting tired of IPAs.
You know what? Probably.
Beerandfearcast.com is our website. You can view all of our episodes there. Listen to the podcast episodes there. They're released every Wednesday at 12 p.m. unless I'm very tired or lazy and don't get them out in time. But you can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I closed our Reddit account because why? And then TikTok if we ever post anything.
Not close to that.
The handle is at Beer and Fearcast. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Instagram we post the pictures of our beer. Facebook and Twitter we post updates on our episodes every week. And then beerandfearcast@gmail.com is our email. So, yeah.
Have a good day. Just a little kiss on your nose.
Oh.
Bit of rose on your nose. I'm so tired. I crave sleep and violence.
Sleep and violence.